This is the Mojave Desert, home of the Sierra Nevada mountains and the infamous Death Valley, one of the hottest places on Earth. And this is the view of the Mojave Desert from the newly dedicated House of Worship of Ridgecrest, Southwest California. With just a few days left before the dedication of the House of Worship, brethren like Melissa Zamora were hard at work.
Today, it's only 2 more days before dedication, and everyone is here to help in fixing the last minute changes and all the things that need to be finished before dedication. It's so big for us here since in the beginning we were just 12 and we were blessed with this chapel out of nowhere, but God has his ways and it's very exciting.
The last 2 years has seen a lot of growth and change for Ridgecrest and for the Zamora family.
Accepting the sacrifice of traveling for 7 years, taking my family with my kids, they're still young. After school, we just hurry up and go.
Take their homeworks with them.
For 7 years, the Zamora family traveled 2 hours from Ridgecrest across the desert for over 100 miles to the closest local congregation in Bakersfield.
Yeah, going back and forth, and since we are members of the choir, we have some practices in between, so it's not only twice a week, sometimes 3 to 4 times a week. And then there's a time that we have to stay in town in Bakersfield. Some brethren will let us stay in their houses.
But now, with the House of Worship in their own town, the Zamora family and their Church of Christ members here in Ridgecrest can worship God a little closer to home.
Brethren, this is a very sacred place in the sight of the Lord our God. Why are we so sure of that? God himself made mention, I have chosen it and consecrated it as a place where I will be worshipped forever.
It's just amazing because we aren't very big, and that we're able to do this in such a short amount of time with the amount of people we have and just the administration backing us and supporting us in everything that we've done.
Thank you.
And for everything. This is amazing.
And from the moment the doors were opened to the newly dedicated House of Worship, guests began to stop by, welcomed by members of the Church of Christ to an Aid to Humanity event. Winter care packages were distributed to the guests, and each were offered a tour of the chapel, the new landmark in their town.
You can see it in their eyes how truly enthusiastic they are, and they will never stop. They're raring to go out there and share to the rest of the world, to the rest of Ridgecrest, the news that we're here, and the Church of Christ is always leaving its doors open to anyone who wishes to know about the Church of Christ and who wishes to serve our Almighty God inside the church.
What kept us going is our faith, because we believe that our Almighty God will provide just as long as we do our part, and that's what we held on to, and our Almighty God kept his promises.
I'm Brother Ray Mañano II, reporting for the Iglesia Cristo News Network.